Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Hotdog Hour. I'm very happy you're here. You, yes, you, the listener at home. Not the other listeners, you. See, you and I have a very special relationship, right? No matter how sick and parasocial it may be. I've realized that relationships are the lifeblood here. It's the whole, everything we're doing is based on relationships, right? Like, you don't want a cool job. You want people to like you, right? You don't care about a Ferrari. You want people to think you're cool. So you're just like me. You're sick in the head. You want people you've never met to like you, but not bother you. Here's what I'm trying to say. All of the main drivers in our life are relationship-based. I mean, we've had world events that were relationship-based. The Church of England exists because old Louis wanted to throw the hammer around, okay? That's a fact. Life is a confusing mess, and relationships are the light in the dark tunnel. And that's what I want to talk about today. You guys know me. You know I'm a comedian. You know I'm an idiot. I'm a lot of things. But just like you, I'm someone who wants to be liked. God, so desperately. And that's what we're going to look at today. So, if you have someone that you care about, maybe sit with them and watch this episode. But even if you're a loner, you have a relationship with yourself. I don't want to know about it. But sit down and watch. Let's get started.
Bureaucrats, elitists, nepo babies, and lizard people. Inflation. These politicians do not have your interests at heart. Whatever happened to the candidate that you could have a beer with? Well, you know what, America? I am that candidate that will have a beer with you. Because I'm just like you. See, I don't live in Disneyland. I live with my mom. Everyone is so mean. They keep asking these questions. Because I'm a family man, just like you. I like to connect with the community a little. Hey guys, we're trying to get the vote out. We're trying to, what is it?
I know what you're trying to do. It's all right with me.
I don't know if it's this medication. I'm feeling very horny. I'm looking out in the crowd, and thank God the podium is there.
Yeah, I always wanted somebody like him. You know, he's just a regular guy.
It means water. Vote. Get out and vote today.
But, you know, maybe he's too relatable. I mean, the guy wears Air Max.
Vote for me. I forgot a damn belt. Another press conference? Dude, I've done 2 today. Hey, you guys want to vote? Hey, you guys like to vote? They go, you said this a month ago, 2 weeks ago you said this. I don't know, okay? I'm fucking... We gotta stop waking bacon. Well, vote for me, man. Hey, if you know how to sign up for the ballot, let me know. Hey, do you guys know how to get on the ballot? We were trying to... Do you guys know they said there was some cutoff date to get on the ballot? Taking a mental health day.
You don't want a president who's relatable. You want a president who's better than you. Removed from society, living in an ivory tower where we've never tasted grilled cheese. I'm Boeing Wallace Lincoln Stark. I am better than you, and better for America. Vote for me, no one's ever told me no!
I have 2 very special people with me today. Very special. To my immediate left, in the middle, the golden child. This is someone that you can actually apply the title, the man, the myth, the legend to. He is a New York City comedy institution as a comic and a producer. He's got a lot of stories, but most importantly, he's my friend. Ryan Dacalos.
Yay!
I also almost just killed him. Next to Ryan, she's lovely. She's funny. She's hilarious. She's a woman with a job, and she's a woman who speaks her mind on the radio. Huh? Are you scared at home? You should be. Amanda Gail.
Hi, guys. Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming, guys. Amanda, you have to correct me. I made a mistake in my opening monologue.
Yeah, it wasn't Louis who started the Church of England. It was King Henry VIII.
Yeah.
Louis was Louis XIV of France at the time. I think it was around the same time. No, maybe I think it was later, the American Revolution, but yeah.
Well, either way, I'm sure he wanted a divorce too, right? I'm sure he... Thank you for not interrupting my momentum. I had a lot of momentum going, and she didn't. She just let it ride, and
But
I
I
appreciate
thought maybe
that.
it was like old Louis over there. Wanted to, maybe it was...
Listen, at some point in time, a guy named Louis probably wanted to throw dick around and divorce.
They all did.
Is that right? Yeah. Sped you, Louis. We're on to you. All right. Well, I know we want to talk about relationships, so I want to start off with a very we jumped right into it, folks, before we started recording. We're talking about the one, the only, P. Diddy. Amanda, do you want to set the stage?
Oh my God, where should I begin? Should I begin with the freak offs, or should I begin with
the man in Congress talking about the freak off.
Well, there was a man today who I don't know if he's the DA. I don't know if you could look at it or whatever. He made a statement. Basically, they have, the feds raided Diddy's house, which they don't raid a powerful man's house unless they have evidence.
Unless they got evidence.
Right. I mean,
yeah, Diddy can sue.
Like literally, no one. Once the feds, you're done. So anyway, it came out. They kind of did their investigation. It came out either today or yesterday. I don't know when people were watching this, but that Diddy essentially would have these things called freak. He called them freak offs, and essentially what they were just like drug fueled sex parties, but they weren't, unlike a normal sex party where there's people are there to have sex, and he would traffic people to come in. He would have, I think allegedly up and coming stars at his house, and these parties supposedly lasted from like Friday to Monday. They were freak offs, and he would feed them with drugs, and if they didn't comply, he would beat them. He would get violent. He would, you had to. And while all of these freak offs were going on, he was coordinating the whole thing. He was telling people what to do, who to hook up with.
They knew it was freak offs before.
See,
Or
okay,
was it just like a networking event.
so
Yeah, is Diddy like, there's going to be a lot of It's like we have a show, they're like, there's going to be industry there.
So I think some of it, because I was like, going through the rabbit hole.
Right.
So some people were trafficked, so that was not their consent. He trafficked them into these parties. But I know one guy, or a few people said that, one guy, I forgot his name, but he was saying on TikTok that he was invited to this Diddy party. He goes to the Diddy party, and some guy goes, you better be out of here before 1. He goes, why? And he's like, trust me, you better leave before 1.
No way.
And so he's like, thank God I did, because later in the night, like they'd always tell kids, like, or not kids, people like, just you have to go to a Diddy party, but leave early. Like, don't get into the wrong. I don't know if people were like certain people. I don't know if everybody at the party was invited to the freak off. I think that was like the after party of. So
Well, that's how a lot of that shit worked. That's how a lot of the Epstein stuff happened.
Yeah.
Like, there were people who they said would be on the plane and would do this and do that, but then like they would leave at the which we'll see. But
right.
That's funny that it seems to be like just an open secret. I guess it's like
that's what they call it. But it's like, but people, this is the thing. So talking about the Epstein, which you're right.
Yeah.
Not everybody on that plane did bad things to girls. Not everybody on the island did bad stuff to girls. But in the documentary, they talked about there was this landscaper who was like the best landscaper.
Yes, I know what you're talking about.
And the landscaper refused to work for Epstein because he said he went on that island for 1 minute and he goes, these girls look like they're my daughter's age. And his daughter was like 12, 13, 14. So he's thinking, well, for him saying that made me think, even if you didn't do anything, aren't you a little complicit being on the island? You don't notice how young the girls look. I mean, yes, maybe you don't ask questions like, why would you want to only powerful people, you're going to mess up your your opportunity to rise. But so I think it's the same thing with Weinstein.
Yeah.
People kind of knew, but yeah, they turned the blind eye because of course they don't want to you're complicit, but I also get it. Why people...
Well, it sucks because I think a lot of people probably feel like, who the fuck am I? Like,
right.
who am
right.
I? Like,
and and maybe they fear for their life and their career because it's like, you rat, these people will you'll die of pneumonia for some.
Yeah, and can I just say, I will say this. I mean, listen, credit where credit's due. Diddy seems to be really about that shit. I mean, he really tried to kill people. I mean, he actually.
Yeah, I mean
he's a real rapper. I mean, he's a
yes.
yeah.
I mean,
I'm not condoning it.
No, but he's I don't really understand the story with Tupac and Biggie. I don't really understand that whole thing. But
apparently,
he's
bro,
linked to it.
he was the fucking guy. Apparently, but that's been a rumor forever.
Which
like that's been a rumor since right since Biggie died or Tupac rather. That's been or both of them really, but.
But that's how I even knew about Diddy. Remember that song? I was too young. We were really young when this song came out. You know, it's like every step. Remember, Diddy literally wrote a song about Biggie. I thought they were like best friends. I thought he was like.
No, his career like.
Yeah, but that's. I know. I was like, I didn't know he was till that, right?
Well, yeah, but couldn't you see them like? See, I feel like someone like Diddy, maybe they were friends, and then
he pissed him
Biggie
off.
starts to get. Some traction, and it's like maybe he was jealous. Maybe he's just a fucking. Well, I mean, clearly the guy doesn't. Well, he doesn't pump the brakes early on any idea.
No, but it seems to me from all these stories I'm hearing, Diddy has a really bad temper.
Yeah, he's
scary. And when you piss him off, he literally. I mean, this is not an excuse, but like he gets violent. When you piss him off, he's gonna hurt you, kill you. Like he's a very bad temper, and he's very sensitive. So. Maybe some like maybe they were best of friends, and like you know how to trigger your best friend, like I don't know, but the situation. Well, I'm going to say this: I don't know about any of the things, but the situation around his baby mama Kim's death is very suspicious. You're 47, you just die of pneumonia.
Yeah, that's Hillary Clinton shit,
right? And when there's been no evidence,
foundation shit.
Yeah, when there's been she had no real history of illness.
Yeah, her only history was pissing off P. Diddy. That was her. So I read something once that said that his name Puff came from his temper.
Yeah.
That's why they called him Puff.
Really? That makes sense.
So but dude, it's like everything else. Isn't it funny how like things happen and then you realize that there have been breadcrumbs for like 30 years. Like, you know what I mean? Like literally anything. Like a huge thing like this or like an Epstein thing all the way to just like a guy who like keeps like, assaulting people like in Times Square. Like they're always like, yeah, we've arrested him 25 times.
Right.
Like, well, so what? Like,
right.
And same with P. Diddy. He was arrested a ton. You were saying that earlier.
30 times. Like,
yeah, he's been
something
arrested.
like crazy.
Yeah, he's been. I'm gonna look it up.
Remember the nightclub? You know that nightclub story where he like
J-Lo?
Yeah.
That was the first time you're like,
wait, I don't. What happened?
I don't even know the intricacies of that story, but someone at a nightclub.
Yeah,
he brought a gun. He killed someone at a nightclub.
No, he didn't kill somebody.
He didn't kill someone.
He threatened somebody.
He threatened someone. Okay, and then J-Lo's involved.
Well, I'm not quite sure. So
J-Lo's
see,
involved.
That's
J-Lo's always involved.
See, that's the enigma to me. Cassie and Kim have stories of Diddy being abusive, but it seems like J-Lo and Diddy's relationship was really I don't know. Maybe she was being abused, and she's just.
What is she? Is she saying that there was no abuse, or
there's just been no stories of toxicity in that? I always were like I used to love them as a couple. I'm like J-Lo and Puff Daddy love. I think he fucking loves her.
J-Lo was very powerful too. That's what.
J-Lo gets you guys have to tell me.
I was gonna say, can I tell you something, dude? I think J-Lo is a tough bitch. I don't think you fuck with her, dude.
I know. So
I think she'll kill you.
Guy
I don't think she gives a fuck.
Falls in love with her. Every man, she never gets her heart broken.
No, she's got more rings than LeBron, right?
Yeah, right.
That's insane. I mean, what a run.
What a run.
And as she should.
As she should.
Shit, I'll give her one. I mean, come on.
Literally. And I always thought Diddy really loved her. Like, I think he loved Kim and Cassie too, even though it's toxic. But like, I was always like, I think Diddy, he'll always be like, that's his girl. I don't know.
Do you think that fucked him up? Is that?
No, I think he's had a history of like. I think he's had a history.
He's already fucked up.
I just see right now his bail was denied for a second time. He's staying in jail.
They denied $58 million.
Oh my god!
He's gonna
but
die.
I know he turned himself in.
Yeah.
Where he was like.
He did. He turned himself in. I don't. Probably they just had once the feds get you, it's like.
This is a federal government. Even if you haven't committed a crime, they will find one.
Yeah, I heard something like the federal government like always wins every. Like,
yes,
you will never beat
the federal government. Is the daddy, okay?
Yeah.
Uncle Sam ain't even shit. Uncle Sam cowers in fear to the Fed.
Exactly.
Okay?
And even if you think for someone that powerful that could pay anybody off, for them to be like, no, we don't even want your money at this point, some shit went down.
That actually, can I say something?
Yeah.
That warms my heart also kind of disappointed in America. I'm kind of losing faith in America.
why?
What, this guy can't pay his way out? I mean, what the fuck?
What happened to our corrupt
What happened
society?
to 58 million? I mean, what?
Well, the thing is, there must be some. I mean, it doesn't start with Diddy, right? This is a
No.
whole operation. So they found a lot of whenever someone gets canceled in Hollywood, all of a sudden, even though people know about it, they trace it back to money. So Weinstein got canceled when Miramax started losing money. They kind of let them, like, I think they protect these men, but the minute you start losing money for people, they don't give a shit. So I don't know anything about this Drake situation, but when I told someone that, they go, "Oh, that's kind of what's happening
How
with
did it
Drake."
get leaked?
What?
How did it get leaked?
The-
Like the whole Diddy thing.
Someone sued him, like a victim came forward from being the sex trafficking, and he like beat these. When you don't want to do something, he'd beat you. So someone sued him. I think they've been going to the police for years. I think that he stopped getting protection from somebody. He pissed somebody off.
It
That's
does
what I
feel
think.
like it just happened all of a sudden.
I bet you for years they've been going to the Fed. The same thing with Epstein. They probably like pissed someone off or like stopped making money for someone that they go, "I'm not protecting you anymore." Like, I just that's
No, I believe that. I think it's just the nature of what you're doing. I think eventually anything gets too big, and
he
it's
could
like
pay it off. He could
right.
literally-
I bet you
literally pay it
he
off.
could pay it off, but I bet like it just got to a point where he pissed someone off, where they go, like I'm sure people were coming forward for decades, and people, there's video of people saying, "No, he's trafficking girls."
no, and dude, that was
And
the
Epstein
whole.
too.
Even if it wasn't explicitly trafficking, I feel like Diddy's had weird sex stuff attached to him for like a decade.
Yeah.
Like, like there was
Yeah.
always
Yeah,
like a weird
rumors,
like.
Mace.
Oh yeah, he's bi. I think
Yeah.
I think he had sex with Cassie and Kim. I do. I think he's
No,
bi.
no. I think he's bi. I think he just fucks whatever. I also think that people like that, it's like, I think that when you get to a certain level of success, like fame or like money or both, like these guys, I feel like you like start to like, I feel like everyone who's really successful is like religious, like not even religious, but they're always just like, man, someone else, thank you.
Right,
And
yeah.
like, do you think that you just get to a point where you look at life and you're like, what even fucking like,
Well, I
like, I feel like you like your mindset must change so much. You're like, what's even fucking? Like, what even is?
right.
Like, who cares?
Right.
Like, yeah, I fucked a guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's like who? Like, do you know how you read the stories like Marlon Brando and Richard Pryor used to fuck?
Oh,
Did
Richard
you know
Pryor.
that?
Yes. Well, so
But he
so
took that as his name, though.
yeah.
Right.
So Richard Pryor famously said that he started having sex with men because he got tired of women. He famously
That's
said
crazy.
that. Well, first of all, he grew up in a whorehouse. Richard
Yeah.
Pryor. He grew up. His mom was a
So exactly. So
prostitute.
him too. It's like his whole life, sex was not even a thing. He
got
wasn't. He's just like, yeah,
right.
people have sex.
Right,
Whatever,
right,
yeah.
exactly. So what he's famously said is, women. There was no woman that aroused me anymore because he's like, you know what I mean? It's like you've had sex with so many girls, so many people, anywhere you want that you go. I've done it. Think of the most beautiful one you ever seen in your life. I fucked her. 15. Fucked
That's
50
where Ryan
women.
and I are at.
Right, yeah,
Marlon.
right.
So-
So he says that he got to a point where like, okay, what's really gonna like? I need something interesting to turn me on because I've seen men.
Man needs a freak off.
Men. So it's this like you're so bored at always getting what you want. Like these men get whatever woman they want, how most beautiful. They're just like, eh. But men are now, ooh, a man now. That's interesting. That's different. That's like,
Right. And it's like, listen, he's not fucking a random guy. He was fucking Marlon Brando.
Right.
I mean, that's fucking like, even as a guy, I'm like, hey, good shit, man.
there's a lot more homosexual men in Hollywood than and what's sad, by the way, that's sad. I wish people felt like they could be, but I think still in 2024, people are advised to be straight for different marketing
Depends on what it
reasons.
is, I feel
Right.
like. I feel like you still can't have like, not you can't, but I still think it'll be a while. Like if we had like a gay like leading man in like a movie.
Like a gay man that's playing a straight man, or like a gay,
No, or like the characters, you know what I mean?
Like
Like I
when-
feel like a leading man hasn't been gay yet.
right? Or was like a.
But I feel like
Brokeback
comedies
Mountain.
are cool. And,
Brokeback
Brokeback
Man.
Mountain, actually.
Right, so it's like gay men are always the
And
the
then
side
that movie
character.
turned, everyone freaked out when that movie came
Right,
out.
right, exactly. So gay men are always the side character. So
Yeah.
I've heard rumors that, and by the way, this is fine. I feel badly these men feel like, but I've
Yeah,
heard,
I don't give a shit.
I've heard Tom Hanks is gay. I mean, Tom Cruise is gay, and all his wives are
I could
contracts.
see that, dude.
That he hasn't he's conceived Siri, but that
well, whatever. I mean, that doesn't fucking.
yeah, there's rumors that
He's just probably thinking about Brad or something.
right. John Travolta's gay, and like
Oh,
Oh,
he?
wow.
I really, yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Or I've heard that I knew a woman that worked in props in Hollywood, and she said that John Travolta and his wife are allegedly are
What?
gay.
She's his beard or whatever.
They're
yeah.
both each other. Which again, this is
Well,
sad.
didn't John
Which
Travolta
honestly
get in trouble
sucks,
for
dude.
That, massage
Oh yes.
masseuse thing? I think,
Yeah.
What was
yeah,
it?
Like the guy was massaging him, and then like, oh, he paid for a massage. Then he
Right.
openly like, you know,
Yeah.
pitched a tent. Yeah.
No, but
well,
that's
I
what
don't know.
it-
I don't remember the story. But it could be
No, but you're right, and it's like I feel bad. Is like, is that what you have to do? You have to do like, no, I was just getting a massage. I
Right,
wasn't.
right.
When it's like in reality, I don't think people would care, but I don't know.
No, they probably wouldn't. But I bet, like, see, we wouldn't care.
But I don't know what that's like because I don't walk around feeling like I'm like lying or something.
Right.
So it's like
So
maybe you could
some-
feel like.
Yeah, I bet you it's a thing where it's like an agent or a manager's like, listen, if you want a big female audience, and you're good, like if you're a really good looking guy,
John Travolta's hot.
yeah, maybe I see. I
Like,
don't know.
because you can't be like the guy from Grease is not
Right.
crushing chicks.
Right,
Like what?
right,
Like,
exactly.
What is anything anymore?
Maybe it turns off the female audiences.
Right.
Maybe and there's certain parts of America that are not okay with this. So maybe if you want to be a marketable leading an A-list celebrity to appeal to many markets in America, maybe we still live in a country where no, that's not going to make you marketable. That's going to not make people want to go to your movies. So maybe it's this thing where like, hey, as progressive as we are,
Right.
there's parts of the country that would not go to that movie or not.
It's give and take. We're like slowly integrating.
Right. Like here in New York, it's like, what?
Who
okay,
gives a
who
shit?
yeah.
Honestly, in New York, things come out. I'm like, the guy's straight in it.
Yeah.
What?
Well, just like, yeah, and a lot of Gen Zers, or every Gen Zer I met is bi, identifies as bi, which is great.
Yeah.
But my day, it was like, bi was like a thing. Like
I don't think everyone's bi. I think a lot of people are bored. And I think a lot of people are not talented.
Right.
And they have Instagram. So they
Right.
have to have to
Right.
fill it up.
Well, they say sexuality is a spectrum. They say no one's completely straight or completely gay. That it's all spectrum. And, but I don't know.
I kind of get that. I mean, I don't think like I can look at a dude and be like, that's a good looking dude.
But not want to fuck him.
But not like, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't like, I mean, well, what can they, maybe. Let's not get, if anyone's watching at home. Harvey, I'll do it. No, but I know what you mean. I feel like some people, and I guess it is a spectrum because some people will be, no, I'm not fucking gay. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not fucking.
But there's a lot of it seems to be a lot of male. I mean, I think women have too. It seems like a lot of young boys are molested in Hollywood. I mean, Justin Bieber, he lived with Diddy.
Bro,
What?
can we
Oh.
talk about that fucking video? Because I was talking to Honey
What, he
about
lived
this.
with Diddy?
My lovely lady. I was talking to Honey about this, how I was
don't wanna,
like,
cause rumors, but like, yeah, that's wild.
That's
what?
And
The
Usher,
Bieber video.
and Usher was his legal guard. Diddy was Usher's legal guardian. At 14.
Bro,
Oh.
there's a video of Justin Bieber and Diddy hanging out, and Justin Bieber literally has to be like 15, maybe
remember,
not
yeah.
even like 14, and Diddy's going like, yeah, like we're doing the like they some stupid like he's like the Diddy challenge or whatever the fuck, and he's like I got custody of him for 48 hours, and like Justin Bieber's like, like oh my god, I'm scared, and it's like, dude, you know what's funny? I read a thing once. They're talking about Birdman too from Young Money. Do you know Birdman? He's the guy who found Lil Wayne and Nicki
Oh, wow,
and owns Young Money, so Drake, everything. And like, I was reading a thing where they were like, he made Lil Wayne like have sex with grown like women
Yeah,
when he was like 12, and they were like, that also can fuck you up. Like, even though maybe even if you like, oh, I want to do it, like it's still like you're not ready, bro.
You're not ready. At
Like you're like 12 years
12.
old, you're fucking a girl who's like 30. Like
Yeah.
that's like what?
I mean, I don't know what the thought of a 12 like that
Yeah,
sounds
right?
so gross to me, and I like that sounds revolting to me.
And I'm like, dude, is that why? Then you listen to all these songs, and I'm like, every song is like pussy, 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 pussy. I
Right.
love pussy, and I'm
Right.
like, are you gay? like no, but actually, I'm like, did you get fucked up from that experience? And
I'm
now you're like,
sure.
no, I'm fucking, I like pussy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
when it's these parents that let their kids, because I understand. I mean, now in 2024, you have no excuse though. Before this era,
well, I
women-
mean, inflation's high. but-
Right. No, but like back in the 90s, I could see maybe parents didn't know this was going on, but these parents would let the kids go to 11, 12 years old, let the kids go to these parties because the managers would take them. Say, oh, they'll just come with me. He's going to meet industry. And the parents go, okay, he's going to meet industry.
Industry's gonna be there.
And they get these boys drunk. And this would happen to Heath Ledger. This would all this is alleged, by the way. You should put allegedly,
Bro, Corey Feldman, bro.
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Corey Feldman. They think this happened to Heath Ledger. That they'd go to these parties and they get these little young boys drunk and they pass them around at these parties. And you're not going to tell your mom. And they say, don't tell your mom. Of course you're not going to tell, because you're going to ruin your chance to be a movie star. Like, this is what these people have to go through. We have to all grow up and realize who makes it in Hollywood and what they have to go through and how they got there.
We need to realize who makes it in life.
and what some of these men
It's
in Hollywood
rude
have to
people.
do. And Justin Bieber, literally, I remember when Justin Bieber first came out, like that Diddy video. He was like a young, smiley. He looks
He's
like he's
weird
been
now.
through war. He looks like he's been through war. That kid.
Yeah, bro, I always like felt bad for him. Like,
Yeah, me
Like,
too.
I never hated him. Like, I wasn't a huge fan of his music. Like, I do like tracks. Like, he like Believe is so good. Or what do you mean?
Yeah, I like
And
him.
When he
But-
first started, he seemed like so innocent. and
Yeah.
Yes, dude. That no, but you're right, and it feels like
He's been to
now
war.
he's like a weird
I-
dude.
No, he's,
like,
he's
He looks-
calmer now. He's older, but
Yeah.
He
I
looks
think there's
traumatized.
yeah.
He
I
look-
mean, once he got a neck tattoo, I was like, you were touched.
Yeah. I think he went to. He obviously went to these freak offs. He obviously.
Dude, also like not for. I mean, dude, he still is got to be like one of the most popular pop artists in like the world.
Yeah, probably
Like it's like you said, like that doesn't
happen.
happen by accident. Not that you shouldn't believe in that, but like it's like how did that happen?
To get to the top, I've heard that when you get to that level of fame, like I'm talking A-list, you are put through an initiation in those big. And this is allegedly. This
It's like joining a frat, allegedly.
So they invite you to when you were up and coming, you're in that rise to be like pop star. People higher than you want to make sure they've got something on you so they can have power over you. So they'll invite they'll invite you to allegedly. So these big Hollywood, like, so let's say you're Justin Bieber, you're like almost A-list. They go, okay, but we
How
wanna
bad do you want it?
Yeah, but they also want to have power over you because they know you're going to get big, but you're not going to
They
get
have to
too
lord
big
over you.
that we can't. So they have these big Hollywood parties and they invite you over and they make you and they drug you up and they get you to do things that would embarrass you. And then they have it on tape. So having sex with a man might embarrass you, even though that shouldn't be embarrassing, but you know, or even having sex with a 12, being 15, having sex with a 12 year something, having sex with a cat. I
It's
don't know. I don't
crazy.
know. Something
Allegedly.
they will make you do compromising acts and get
dude.
it on camera. So now as big as you get, you still owe them.
Which is also crazy because it's like, bro, it must be wild to live your life like that where you're just constantly like calculating, like you're like, all right, so we're going to do that and you can come here and then I'll do that.
Yeah,
and It's
yeah.
like, you're fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like these people are like psychopaths. Like
They are-
actually. like-
Hollywood at that level is ruled by sight. You have to be.
but
a
I'm like, is
psychopath.
that what it
They're
takes?
bored and they probably have money and they're just bored and they're
Yeah.
just, they're just
Yeah, like, do
crazy.
you think that Diddy was always like this, or do you think that,
Maybe
like you're saying, do you think that you hit a level and you're just like,
well,
dude?
yeah, he's fucked up life.
I mean, he's done everything,
He's
dude.
a
Think
power
about,
hungry, yeah.
like you're saying, not only I don't want to fuck a girl, but like, what is he gonna skydive? I mean, what,
Right,
just stop.
exactly.
Like, you
Right,
know,
so what's
like,
exciting to
you
him?
almost need some like. I wonder if they almost like live such a comfortable life. They're like, I need some like fucking. I need something that could go wrong.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like, cause I know that I'm like that. Where like sometimes, like you know, when they always say like, you know, you're always in your own way or something like that. Like, I've had instances in my life where I've like everything's been good, and then I'll like fucking throw a wrench in it for like no reason, or like, you know what I mean? I'm like, is that human nature? Are you almost like something's got to be wrong? Something's like,
Right.
everything's just working. Like,
Right.
yeah, people
I
like
think
fuck
you're
around.
right. I think you're right. They are bored. They. It's like
if you're
what?
used to toxic like behavior.
Yeah, they
and
want
something nice
excitement.
happens to you,
like I think that like here's what I think, right? Thousands of years ago, people were definitely not as philosophical as we are now, right? Because they just straight up didn't have the time. Like you woke up, fucking one of your kids died, one of your farmhands died, and then you worked all day, and then you collapsed at night, and then that was it. And then, you know, you didn't know anything. Like you didn't. So it's like, you know, it's like you know when they talk, like it's like you become a philosopher when you can like kick your feet up. You know what I mean?
You-
and then
right.
you can go, what are we doing here? So it's like
right.
we're comfortable enough to
Yeah.
do that. So imagine
Yeah.
a billionaire
right.
who can be like, what are we doing? What even is
Yeah,
this
let's have a
shit?
freak off party.
Let's
and-
have a fucking freak off.
Right, and he would orchestrate it. He would tell people with any, but to your point, I think millennial and Gen Z are very into like, am I happy? Like boomers were like, I'll be happy when I get a big house and a pool, and they gave the millennials that, and we got that. We're like, ugh, life sucks. We're like, life sucks. You had a birthday party in a bowling alley. you have your own bedroom.
Right.
Like, boomers like never had their own bedroom. I don't know
Yeah.
a boomer that had.
No boomer had their own. Every boomer had 19 siblings.
Literally.
And they all lived in the basement.
Literally, like like
My
they-
dad had 7 siblings.
Yeah, and they shared rooms, and so they look at us. They go, "You have your own room. You had a birthday party in a bowling alley with all your friends with pizza. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
shut
Like, you
up.
had you have pools and big screen TVs. You have multiple cars. What are you depressed about?" And we're like, "Yeah, but it's not." Millennials and Gen Z are like, "Yeah, but those things aren't fulfilling." And boomers are like, "What?" Because we have the luxury to say they
We
didn't
have the
think
luxury
about
to say
what
it.
makes me happy. They go, "I want to make money and have a big pool and big screen TV and have my kids have." And then their parents before that were like, "I need to put food on the table. I don't care if this job. I'm not looking for happiness." No one's happy. Everyone that generation, no one was like, no one sat around and said, "Am I happy?" No one cared.
Yeah, no one. Yeah, right. It wasn't. I don't even think it was a thought. Like,
No.
I think people were just like, "This is what you do," and then you die. And
Right.
that's it. Like,
Am I
like
happy?
this is yeah.
Am I happy? Like, who are you to? It's almost like who are you to think you should be happy?
Right. Like, well, but and it is true, and to a degree that is right. Like my grandparents were. I mean, my grandparents were from the greatest generation.
Yeah,
They were,
mine too.
my grandpa was on his way to school when he was 15 and then just lied and said he was 18 and went to
Like,
war. I mean, it's like,
they, like-
you know what I mean? I literally was on the train before this and it was waiting at Spring Street and I was going like, I literally was like, the fuck is going on? Like, and it's like,
Right.
it's so crazy. Like I think our standard is
Of
ridiculous.
discomfort. Oh, it's ridiculous. That's why
Like-
there's more depression. Yeah, to your point, it's like
But I guess on the flip side, do you think that in a weird way, sometimes I think about this where I'm like, I think about humans and like, I don't know what to believe in terms of like, I believe in evolution. I also believe in like God and the universe and whatever you want to call it. And like, I just think humans are fascinating and
Yeah.
weird. And sometimes I wonder, are we reaching our singularity where it's like, are we living lives that are comfortable enough that we can now realize like, oh, the things that matter in life are like relationships and are like experiences and like maybe,
family.
yeah, maybe the TV is cool, but like, you can just get a TV. You don't have to get the fucking 300-inch
Yeah.
HD 4K. Like, that's what I think about sometimes where I'm like, I almost feel like boomers have the best balance because they care about people and stuff and like
And
they can love
family.
each other and they love their family, but they're like hardened. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I feel like we're like such pussies. Like we're just like
Oh.
everything's like, do you think that they're okay? Like,
Yeah.
it's like, but I don't know. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah, I mean, I know at work. I know. I mean, any job I've ever had, I won't say anything other than that. But
allegedly.
any job I've had working in retail as I do, but I've always been like, yeah, but I'm not fulfilled at work, and it's
Right.
like, boomers are like, what?
Yeah.
You're not fulfilled? That's not a.
Like, you fucking idiot. Dude, I told him this once. One of my favorite things, every time I'll talk to anytime I call my dad, if he's like leaving work or something, I'll go, oh, how was work? And he goes, best day ever. And he's like, because he's just funny. He goes, I wish I didn't have to leave. Because it's like, and I realized as I got older, I'm like, oh, that's the best attitude to have. Because he's going, yeah, it fucking sucks. It's work.
That's
But
why it's called work. That's why it's not
fucking-
play.
Yeah.
It's
Being
But guess what?
grateful.
Now I'm home.
Being
So
grateful.
yeah, like
Yeah.
they're grateful with. I think millennials are not as grateful with. Like, they're grateful with much less than we are. In a weird way. Like, they're like, I have a beautiful house in the suburb. My parents are like, I love my parents. They're the
Yeah.
best people. They're so happy with the way their lives turned out.
Oh, my
They-
parents are mobbing. Dude.
Yeah.
And which actually makes me happy.
Right. And I'm sitting here, and believe me, they gave me a great happy childhood.
No,
but I also
yeah.
think like, oh, but the fulfilling career and the experience and the nirvana and the reaching, and they're just like, what? You got this, you got that. They're always like pointing out, like, life is good. We have TV, we have, like.
And it's funny because anytime I'll have conversations like that with my parents, or really anyone, but like my parents or just people who are older than me who have like a better perspective like that. Every time you talk to someone, it's so funny. It doesn't matter what the topic is or anything. Like they'll say, you could be like, what do you mean? We're sitting here, we got water, we're recording a thing, we're having fun.
on vacation. Like, they're like, my parents, your parents couldn't. Going to Europe was they went to like Florida maybe, right? Like,
Right.
didn't, like, I don't think airlines were as cheap back then. I went to Europe one year and they were like, You literally, and I'm like,
are
oh,
you
I'm
fucking insane?
yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm sad. You know that you literally went to Spain this year.
Yeah,
Not
like
that that's,
what? Like
not that that's like we're both right? Like that shouldn't be the key to happiness, but it's also like, dude, look at your life.
you are living an amazing life. You went to a different continent. Like you went to a
Literally.
different
Yeah.
like, and also put it in perspective. We're like basically the second generation of people who've been able to do that.
Right. Yeah. That's,
Like,
yeah.
do you realize that like my grandparents' parents literally immigrated to the U.S. and then that was it. Like they didn't vacation.
No.
They didn't fucking like, you know what I mean? Like
A
it's
lot of
crazy.
problems. They had to deal with 2 world wars.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally, they dealt with the Spanish flu.
Yeah.
They
And I'm
dealt-
curious what your perspective is on this,
Yeah.
because I know that like, you know, you have experience, like you have family that's all over, family that's in the U.S., family that's in like, do you feel like people in your family are more grateful than like people you'll meet here? Like you know, Americans who are born here. Like, do you ever feel like that? Or did you ever feel like that growing up, maybe like in New Jersey?
Yeah, I felt like my parents were grateful just to be here.
Right,
Like,
just
pretty
for the opportunity to be here. Like it was
I
like
know.
I remember like my
But
grandma.
that changed a lot.
Why?
Well, it's a weird thing.
That's your podcast. Name is It's a weird thing.
I am gonna name it that. If you don't know Ryan,
This catchphrase.
if Ryan says something's a weird thing, that mees that there's about to be a deep dive.
I
that
know,
means
it's
there's
just like
a
a weird
lot
thing.
to it.
They went to a freak off and it was over.
He is the product of freak off.
Ryan is the
We're
product
going
of a
back
freak
to the
off.
Philippines.
Wait, can I mention one? I don't mean to. Can I mention one thing about the freak offs? We didn't mention
Yes.
the thing
No,
about the
dude,
freak
go
offs.
back to-
Everyone's in the internet's going.
We're running it back to freak.
Sorry.
Trust me. I love talking about freak offs and little kids.
It's just funny. This guy was going. He'd call them freak offs. Like,
Oh my god! Wait, explain it.
well, that's what, because Diddy would call them freak offs. He's like, we're gonna have a freak off, and that was, but anyway. So one thing we should say about the freak offs, they found 1,000 bottles of unused baby oil.
Sponsored by
Ba-
Johnson and Johnson.
Yo, how much you want to
There's
bet?
a lot of Johnsons.
There we go.
Bro.
There we go. There's a lot of Johnsons.
Johnson, and Johnson.
And multiple Johnsons.
No, Johnson and Johnson.
Multiple. But a baby oil. Do you have baby oil from when like the 1990s when you were younger? Like I know no one uses baby oil anymore, but like you get a bottle of baby oil that literally lasts 10 years.
Yeah.
Like I find, like, you know, if your parents have like old, I don't know, maybe
Baby
your
oil
parents store
lasts
everything else.
forever.
Like literally, I don't know.
And let me tell you something. I've even been to a couple of my own independently run freak offs. Baby oil lasts a long time. I mean,
1,000 unused. Because they would have these freak offs for days, and I think it was primarily used.
I can't get over the name.
I know.
Freak off. Like, do you think he named it that to be disarming? Like he's like they're like, hey man, this is kind of sketchy. I mean, and he's like, no man, he's calling it a freak off. Diddy's funny, bro. Like,
It's such an old man thing to say. It's such a like Gen. He's a Gen Xer. It's like such a Gen X. Oh, you're a freak
yeah,
off.
he's like being an unk. Like,
Yeah.
hey man, it's a freak off. Like,
Yeah,
it's like,
yeah. He's so 50. You're so in your 60s.
God,
Like,
freak off, bro. That's crazy. Can you imagine? I've always been fascinated by like people who go to jail really young or really old. I mean, he's not really old, but I'm saying like you're going to jail now and you're like over 50. Like
and
that's
you lived a life
crazy.
like P Diddy.
You lived a life like P Diddy.
where you don't take, where you are like the beyond. Where
You're the man. I mean, you don't answer to anyone. I mean, dude,
he's
what
gonna
is
get
he
killed
gonna
in jail.
do,
I think
bro?
they're saying the inmates. He's going to like a really bad prison in Brooklyn. They were saying it's like one of the hardest Brooklyn. Like it's the hardest. But then I thought like celebrities like get their own.
But he might have a great time there.
Yeah, he might like.
You don't know. He might start running the freak offs. He might start. Can you imagine if he starts running the freak offs in prison? He becomes a fucking
He could,
prison legend.
When you have like the business side of things, so because I thought that when you're at that caliber of celebrity, you actually like, have your own cell. Like I thought like you're not with
Yeah,
them.
like Al Capone.
Yeah, or like Epstein. Well, Epstein killed himself. But Ghislaine Maxwell, like I think, or like Bernie Madoff. I don't.
Right,
Think
they all had.
I thought they were like celebrity. I could be absolutely wrong about that, but then I was seeing on TikTok. So this is all alleged that he's in a prison in Brooklyn. That's like bad. Like there's like fights. There's
MDC Brooklyn Special Housing Unit.
yeah, supposedly that's really violent. And so they're saying that the inmates, it's like a sense of pride with the inmates if you kill Diddy. Like there might, especially when you mess with young boys, dude, you go to, pedophiles do not last in jail. They will.
A lot of them been.
A lot of them molested. So if you've hurt children and you go to jail, you will absolutely get killed by a prisoner. That's like the one thing.
Oh my God, he's 54. That's crazy.
But can you imagine like those inmates are like, some of them might be Diddy fans. They're just like, yo.
Yeah, they might be like, yo, let's hear fucking Bad Boy for Life. Like, here. That's crazy, dude. 54. He's going to, dude, and like, what's going to happen to what are his kids thinking, bro? Because
they were involved, so we got them. So they should not.
All
be
of them.
They were involved, but they shouldn't get. They should absolutely not get it. That's like grooming. Your father, like they cannot be responsible, even if they're 18. These boys cannot be responsible for, like. They were involved. They were.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they're all over the place, but one of them is 17 right now. One of them just turned 18.
I hope they don't go to jail.
One of them's 25. One of them's 30. So it's possible that all of them did it when they were under. I mean, you know what I mean? It could be. Maybe not the 30-year-old.
They've got to consider that grooming. I bet you they'll do some deal. They'll sing for that. Like I hope those.
Because it's like, what's it like even growing up in a household like that? Like
you don't know normal.
You're just fucking. What are your relationships like? Like, what are these guys like? I'm curious if they even have relationships, friendly or romantic. I'm saying just.
So I hear that Will Smith is involved allegedly.
No.
So you know
what? The Fresh Prince.
The Fresh Prince. No.
Well, him and Jada have like weird. Like they've like open relationship and like, so supposedly allegedly Will Smith's son and Diddy's son are like best friend something and like I don't know
that I could see
so they're saying allegedly Jay-Z's next in this like House of Cards fall that because Jay-Z and Diddy are best friends.
So yeah, we'll see what do we see now? Good, bad, and ugly. It's all about relationships, folks.
Literally, and
it's
I don't know
literally
how that's
all
going to
about
translate to Beyonce. Kardashians are involved. Like I mean, allegedly, but they're
sorry, go ahead.
No, I don't know what's going to happen. Like it's something that was such a weird thing about the Epstein thing. All these names, and then we never heard about it. Someone paid someone stopped it.
Now, here's something interesting. Do you think that because these aren't world's leaders necessarily, do you think we might find out more?
Oh,
like
that's a good
other
point.
Artists,
maybe
like,
Epstein was like too powerful of leaders that they could stop it.
Because Epstein's makes me think about, do you guys know the story, like, I mean, I won't get, it's more nuanced than this, but HSBC Bank essentially used to have a hand in funding the Mexican drug cartel.
Oh,
because in a roundabout way, it made all the banks money. There's more to it than that.
Yeah.
But the point I'm trying to make is, it's just like when Wells Fargo was fucking around with the fake accounts that they were making, a couple years, like 2019, because these banks are too big to fail. Where it's like they're like, dude, they literally found out that HSBC was guilty of doing all this shit, and they're like, if we dismantle this, like the country will break.
Right.
Like we literally so we just have to be like, don't do it again.
Right.
Like,
don't fund the
you better not. So it's like, I don't know. It's just crazy. Like there are just certain like entities or like institutions that like Diddy made himself an institution.
Oh yeah, it's an economy. It's a whole economy.
And now it's just like it is what it is. Like it just is what it is. I guess it's so weird. I don't even know where I was going with that. It's just like
I don't know that's the thing. I don't know if it's gonna. I think it might stop here. Everyone's like Jay-Z's next. Jay-Z's next. We're gonna find out things about. People are coming forward of like stories about Jay-Z. Jay-Z's mistress died under strange circumstances.
Died?
Yeah.
The girl that he cheated on Beyonce with?
Yeah, she died under weird circumstances. And
I didn't know she died.
Yeah. And then there's a whole other go down the rumor mill. They think Blue Ivy's mom. I don't think that's true. I think that's a really mean rumor for Blue Ivy.
Do you want to talk about the elevator? The infamous elevator?
Solange. Yeah, they say that Solange was mad at Jay-Z for cheating on Beyonce.
That they all knew, and it was like a whole thing.
Yeah, and Jay-Z, I don't know, but they say Jay-Z's not. I don't know.
It's all relationships. It's like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. Like everyone's connected to Kevin Bacon. Like that's how this. I mean, dude, he has pictures of that. He has pictures with Taylor Swift. He has pictures with everybody.
I know. God, I'm gonna go down much more because Britney Spears is involved in it, and Britney's my girl.
Let's go, guys.
Are you sure?
Amanda Gail is our resident.
Am I talking too much? Do you want me to shut up? Are you
not
sure?
at all.
Do you want to say something?
No, I want to hear it.
Guys, Amanda Gail is here.
Fascinated.
Are you sure? I keep interrupting everybody.
No, you're not. Amanda Gail is our resident Britney Spears expert.
I-
She's gonna take it away.
Okay, I won't. I'm not. Britney Spears is okay. How do I say this? Long story short. Okay.
Again,
Britney
a lot
Spears-
of tumultuous relationships.
So there is so there's a sex trafficking industry in Hollywood. There's also this conservatorship industry in Hollywood where this woman, Lou Taylor, allegedly, she's a businesswoman. She will prey on young kids and try to get them conserved. Because when Britney Spears under her conservatorship, there's a whole team that made billions from Britney Spears being under her conservatorship. She got like nothing compared to her conservatorship team that made all. She worked every single day, that girl, under her conservatorship. Did she need some help? Yes. Did she need that conservatorship? No, that was an abusive conservatorship. They made her work every single day. They controlled her money. It was a financial conservatorship.
They
It wasn't.
exploited. They made her like literally a product.
She
Like,
was a show pony.
She was like a laptop. Or
And there was,
something.
and unlike Amanda Bynes was under conservatorship, but there was a clause. It was a mental health one, and it wasn't financial. So there was like.
Which, by the way, was probably not her fault either. It was probably brought on
Oh,
by
yes!
bullshit
By
that
Hollywood
she
crazy.
didn't do. Yeah.
So yes, 2007, Britney Spears went crazy, but anybody would go crazy. She was going through like a custody battle. She was going through like probably postpartum with all the babies.
Bro, I right now in my boring life am like, dude, I get it, shaving your head. I get it.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I can't imagine
She
being
was-
Britney Spears.
Yeah, and the paparazzi were so. I mean, I know people say you asked for fame. Not like this. She would be holding a baby, an infant, and the paparazzi would like trip her.
She also kind of didn't, bro. She genuinely was a person who was massively talented from like Louisiana or
Yeah.
something, and just kind of like, you know what I mean? Same with Amanda Bynes. Like,
Yeah.
have you seen the old videos of her doing stand up?
Yeah.
She's like 4 or
She's
some
so
bullshit.
cute.
Yeah, like I'm saying, those two in particular, I always think of like, I really do think they were like robbed, dude.
Yeah.
Like it was so not fucking fair.
Yeah, and they were raw. I mean,
Yeah,
Amanda
that's what I'm
Bynes,
saying, like-
Another one. She was so cute on the Amanda show. Now now
Bro,
look at
she's
it.
crazy
It's-
looking now.
It's a heartbreaking.
And she was pretty, yeah.
She was so pretty. She was such.
I had
a
a crush
great
on her, and
actress.
She's the Man.
Yeah.
Because that's when she started doing movies, and I was like, whoa, she's like a grown up.
Yeah, and she was transitioning so well from
Yeah.
most people can't do that from child.
That's
most
hard,
people
yeah.
cannot like child star to teenage star. That is like very hard to do.
Very tough.
And she was doing such great. And then I mean, I think Hollywood makes you crazy. I like Dave Chappelle says, calling these people crazy is dismissive. Why don't you look at the environment that makes these people crazy?
Yeah, what is it, a coincidence? All these, but they all go crazy.
No,
it must
and
be all them.
these child. No, yeah, exactly. The pressure,
Like-
the like everything. I get it. They should be crazy. They're crazy, but they should be crazy. That's what I say about Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's a woman, Lou Taylor, that was just like preying on not preying on the family, but she was like butting up the family. She's a business manager, and she gave Britney Spears' father the idea for conservatorship. She said, Britney's not doing great. They didn't even know what a conservatorship. And lo and behold, and there's emails. Britney's emailing her manager, goes, "Hey, this woman Lou Taylor's like on my shit, like trying to like."
Yeah, like what's good?
And then one day she comes home, and then they cuff her, they commit her, and then she was under conservatorship. And Lou Taylor became the business manager.
Damn.
And Lou Taylor tried to conserve Courtney Love. Lou Taylor, there's a whole hashtag investigate Lou Taylor because she
Wow.
really she is also okay. So now here's where the Kardashians come in. So she's a business manager. She manages money. She also is the business manager for the Kardashians, Lou Taylor. Britney Spears is missing $600 million.
Light change.
Kim Kardashian's company, around the same time, allegedly sold for $600 million. The theory is Lou Taylor was taking Britney's money, funneling it to Kim.
She's washing it. Yeah, she's a fucking mobster.
and Kim doesn't know that that's the woman responsible for Kim. Lou Taylor also works with Diddy. So
Oh my god.
today, and
She's
guess
funding the $600 million went to the fucking how much? How do you think you get 1,000 bottles of fucking baby oil?
this woman is literally everyone's business manager.
That's so
and you know who
weird.
else signed with her this year? Justin Bieber.
Bro, it's
And
like, what do
he-
you know about these people?
They
So he's like Scooter Braun. I'm like, what do you know, bro?
Yeah, dude. They prey on unstable people not doing well, and she friends the family and conserves them, and makes money and says, okay, well now I'm your business manager. Now I get X amount, and she basically kidnapped Britney Spears. Britney Spears' estate lost. She lost a lot. She was robbed, and
God,
they threatened her with her kids and this. So someone, this girl I follow came out today, more of a connection with Diddy and Britney. Okay, ready? So remember her infamous 2009 Give Me More video?
Obviously.
Britney said the day before she was, and this is like public records, she was partying with Diddy. That day she came And a week before, she was partying with Diddy. This is like been like.
on.
Then she did the "Give Me More" and something, and they were. And listen, a lot of this I think could be just not everything's a conspiracy theory.
No, not everything is, but this, like we were saying earlier, where there's always breadcrumbs. She going, yeah, I was with Diddy last week, and then you don't think, but it's like hindsight's 2020, and then you go, huh.
And then remember her "Give Me More." It was just like remember it was like the performance. Everyone's like, oh man. So that day, her hair extension is canceled. All these things happen where people didn't show up. They can't it actually.
It was almost like serendipitous how it all worked out.
So it was almost like the theory is, and I don't know how calculated everything is. I think at some point some things are just is what it's not like everything's conspiracy. But there is a theory that they make her look crazy, so that when they conserve her, everyone goes, yeah, that's a good idea. She should be conserved. So this girl is proposing. This girl I follow on Instagram. I won't give the handle, but it's based on this is based on
help her out.
Alan Ashton. I forgot. I have to get her but she does. There's a whole Britney. Anyway, because I think Hollywood's responsible for conservatorship. But anyway, long story short, I think she thinks that they drugged her to get her more crazy. I think they made her look crazy at the VMAs, so that when she was conserved, it was like everyone's like, yeah, this is.
Yeah.
And also the thing about conservatorships. No one believes you. There's a thing of conservatorship abuse where you go, people are da-da-da, and they go, okay.
Well, it's like the classic, like you're like, that's exactly what a person who would need a conservatorship would say. And like, and like, I mean, look, I'll tell you this, dude. I'm a publicist in my day job, and it not only is it all relationship based in terms of who you know as a publicist and who they, whoever you're working with knows as a person and whoever the client knows. And, the agency I work at does integrated marketing, usual bullshit, like, hey, get an interview and we'll run your Twitter and blah, blah, blah. But they also do crisis management. And it's a fascinating, diabolical world.
Ooh.
It's very cool. But it's very weird because it's weird to see. It's almost like sobering to be in a room with people who are just flatly discussing things that are terrible. In terms of, it could be anything. It could be, and crisis doesn't always mean breaking the law. Crisis could mean, hey,
Tweeted.
you represent Smartwater and they have to recall a ton or something. It could be anything.
Right.
Any crisis, just bad PR for yourself.
Right.
But the thing that I found really interesting about it was whether it's something stupid like a product recall, or it's you're the publicist for Diddy and shit's going down right now, or shit has been going down for decades and you've been covering it up. There are people who don't care at all. And you realize that I'm like, Diddy must have had incredible PR his whole life. And he has publicists who can just clean shit up. And, it's just so much of it is manufactured to the point where people like Britney Spears are not I don't know her, obviously, but I'm saying I believe that people like Britney Spears, whether her or someone else, have been put in situations where publicists and agents and people around them are creating a situation or creating an image of them being crazy. And now all of a sudden you don't own your own life. And it's literally as simple, it's like that meme with the little domino all the way up to the big domino, but it's no different than me trying to pitch out a fucking iPhone case. You know what I mean? It's the same, you can sit there and you can twist anything to be how you want it to be.
Right.
It's very weird.
And to your point of they want her, because there's a whole industry of people that made a lot of money. Her lawyer made $100,000 a week.
Oh my god!
And he could, and she could have gotten. So they said that she could.
Yeah, what are you gonna say? Let her go? I mean, it's
so what's good about this is there's going to be conservatorship reform because of Britney Spears, because
Totally.
there's so much. Conservatorships are made for people with dementia.
Wow, dude, she literally may change
I
the
hope.
laws,
because I didn't know what they were.
This has got to be one of the highest profile conservatorship cases ever.
And she was so young. That's why people who are conservative lawyers, they go. So conservatorship is meant for people with dementia. It's meant for people literally they're old, they've gone crazy, and they're just gonna give out their money to some guy, a prince in Nigeria that needs you know what I'm saying? It's literally for people that are and maybe she did have that. I'm not gonna put it past she didn't go. I'm not going to put past any of that, but there was absolutely conservatorship abuse that went on, and there are people that were making money off of her being in the conservatorship. The lawyer, the doctors, the therapists, and also, you know how like Amanda Bynes and Brittany, they kind of like are different people. When they institutionalize you, they feed you with lithium. She said they were making her take so much lithium, and she said to her mom,
fucking changes you.
Yeah, and she said, yeah, I do need medication. It was a text to her mom, I do need medication, but they're going to kill me. Like lithium fries your brain. Too much lithium, that's what happened with Amanda Bynes. I think they fed her too much lithium. I don't know.
Right, and it kind of just so you're permanently just like sedated.
Yeah, and you're just like, she's just like that dead inside. Yeah. Everyone's like, she had a lobotomy. I'm like, I don't think they do that. I don't think that's what, I think they gave her too much lithium to like,
so crazy.
To like, I think that's what kind of happened with Brittany. I think it's the psychosis medicine.
It's just that power, again, you're changing the dynamic of your relationship. And not only are you, because just relationships in general all have dynamics. So now you're adding the law to it. And you're like, no, I like legally just changed the relationship. Like that's like, it's not like you're like breaking up or you're no, I like own you now.
Yeah.
Like,
so this podcast I was saying too about conservatorships, it happens to older people. It's like a thing in California where like they can
I literally am looking. That's so funny you said that because I'm looking at California courts. Like
it like happens in California a lot for some reason. So I was listening. This woman, she was like an older woman, and her son was like taking money from her trust. So she said something to him, and then he got her under conservatorship. And it was like it's like wildly easy to conserve somebody. Like it's wild. And it happens to older people a lot. And because you could be like, oh, my grandma's crazy. So then you go to the psych.
How do you prove that?
Like it's hard to not prove. Like I think it's like harder to not prove you're crazy. Like I don't know. Something, she got conserved and he stole from her trust. And eventually the therapists were like, yeah, she's fine. Like I think.
Yeah, you're right. How do you prove that? Like how would you, well, okay, if you guys were judges, what would you accept?
See,
like, because it is kind of hard. I'm like, just to play devil's advocate, I'm like, how would like.
You're harming yourself or harming other people.
Yeah, right. You're giving out money to like people calling on the phone. Like, I've heard of this older people that you lose it and you just like spend money on like a BMW. I know someone's mom who did that. They just.
Right. You kind of just start to be like, fuck it, whatever.
Or they just lose it. They're just not there.
You don't realize, what you're doing.
You need a guardian to be like, no, you can't buy that right now. Like. So yes, but it was like wildly easy to get some people to get conserved. And
bro, can I read you these powers that you have as a conservator in California?
Yeah.
It says a limited conservator. So this isn't even like the full. Fix the conservatee's residence or specific dwelling. That's the only nice one. Access confidential records and papers. Consent or withhold consent to marry. Exercise the conservatee's right to enter into a contract, which is definitely the kicker for people like Amanda Bynes or Britney Spears. Give or withhold medical consent on behalf of the conservatee. Yeah. Exercise or limit the conservatee's right to control social and sexual contacts and relationships. Make decisions about the conservatee's education. What else is there? That's your whole life.
She wanted to take her IUD out and have a baby, and the team said no. The team.
Oh my God.
And this is a woman.
The
that
team.
Was,
what
it's disgusting.
What do you mean the team?
She was an international partner.
I don't understand. Like.
They get the paperwork and
they jump through the hoops and then they fucking.
That's why people who are like there's like a whole group of people on the internet dedicated to this, and there's a woman that started deep diving because she's like Britney's too young.
Freedom away.
I know, but that's why it was good. They put her. That's why they want her to go crazy in public.
Fucking crazy.
So some people think that Diddy gave her drugs to like make her crazy, and that's what allegedly, and that's like because Lou Taylor works with Diddy. And
oh my God, bro!
It's a whole thing.
It is a giant club we're not in.
I'm sorry, Hollywood at that level is a dark place. You can't
they're living on. All they're doing is living on the same planet as us. Everything else, they're living they might as well be on a different planet. They're living a totally different lifestyle. What they do every day, their hobbies, what they do in the morning, you know what I mean? It's like you can't even compare it.
Yeah.
I go to fucking work or I work from home.
Right,
I'm a
right.
loser.
And what they talk about and what they have access to.
Right.
and
Like,
yeah,
so it's
yeah.
like you can't, like, that's what I always said to Justin Bieber. Like, I remember when he went through that phase when he was like drag racing and everything. I remember one time my mom was like, she was like, can you believe Justin Bieber was drag racing and partying and he was peeing outside? And I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
he's
he's
like
like
19 and he has like $200 million. I would do the
know.
same. I love to drag race.
I've
I
always
didn't have
liked
$200
him.
million.
I know.
Ryan was doing all that shit. He didn't have $200 million.
Yeah, these kids have so much money at such a young age. And they have adult. You shouldn't have. I don't think kids belong in Hollywood. I think we should have AI be child actors.
Hey, careful.
No,
I mean, I know what you
this
mean.
Is
It just
I'm talking. Okay,
look. Here's the problem. People cannot stop raping. I don't know why.
I'm telling you, if you are a parent in 2024 and you put your kids through this, it's on you. I'm sorry. Everything we know about these industries, about Hollywood, and you let your kids hang out with 40-year-old celebrities. Back then, I was like, oh my God. I remember when like Justin, I remember being kind of jealous of Justin. I'm like, oh, he's so lucky. Like, Diddy just like found him and everyone loves him.
Same, yeah.
Now I'm like, why would a 40-year-old man,
That's so
why
weird.
would a 40-year-old man want to hang out with a 15-year-old boy? Why?
Bro, even if he was like 27, I'd be like, you're weird. Like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Like, yeah, maybe you think he's maybe work with him, but you want to hang out. Because they're like, yeah, we hung out together. It's like, you want to hang out with a 15-year-old? Now in hindsight, I go, that's weird.
And dude, it's so funny because like, I'm even like, if I hang out with like 25-year-olds, I'm like, am I a creep? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's so
I know,
funny.
It's
Like,
like they're insufferable. They're kind of all insufferable. Like, why are you 40, Diddy, and you want to hang out with a 15-year-old? And
When I was 14, I had like a lot of friends that were older.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
but look how I turned out.
yeah, look at you.
and it's like
But
this
it's
is,
true. I was like, I was
yeah.
to go to clubs when I was like 13.
But dude, can I
14,
tell you the truth? Actually, what's funny enough is I had some friends that were older, and when I hung out with my friends that were older was when I would get into stupid shit. like you know what I mean though?
Yeah.
Like, so it's like that actually proves the point.
Yeah.
It's like you shouldn't, like, not that you can't hang out with people who are older than you, but it's like the gap is important. Like if you're like you know, we're all adults. Like if
You're
I'm hanging out
seeing
with someone who's
you're seeing
3,
so
5
much
years
at,
older
like,
than
an
me,
early
yeah.
age.
And
Yeah.
it can fuck you up,
It
or it
can.
can change how you're like gonna do. You know, you'd be
Right.
like, that's what everybody does, I guess.
yeah,
And then you're like,
yeah. But these parents let these kids go to these parties. These parents let these kids hang out with these adults alone. And I get, you know, it's like the Michael Jackson thing or the R. Kelly thing. A lot of the moms like let their daughters sleep at R. Kelly's house or let their kids.
so insane.
But the thing is, like, I do. Michael Jackson was the most famous.
He was the man, dude.
He was a large.
The parents were like, can I come?
See, so I can see, and I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying I can see it, especially in the 90s, for your Michael Jackson to want to hang out with your son. I don't know if my mind would have gone there.
Well, there also just wasn't as much shit on the internet, and
That's
you couldn't
right.
go on message boards, and you
Right,
couldn't. You're just like,
right.
yeah, it's fucking Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
He's
so-
hanging out with little Jimmy.
I know. And I
Third
know as
night
a
in a
mother,
row.
I'd be like, oh my God, Michael
Yeah.
Jackson was the most famous. He might be one of the most famous people in absolute history. For Michael Jackson to want to hang out with my son, and it's like 1995, I do understand the you could, because the sleepovers. Okay, Michael Jackson's house wasn't an apartment; it was a mansion. So.
Right, it's not like you're sending your kid to some like seedy motel.
Right, they're not gonna say.
Yeah,
I would
like
think.
a zoo
yeah,
with
you-
giraffes.
right. He's gonna
He
be.
had never like, or what was it
Yeah.
called?
You're gonna see a
Neverland.
giraffe.
You're gonna see a giraffe. He's gonna sleep.
You're gonna see a giraffe.
Oh, is he? Oh boy. But he's gonna sleep on the west. You know, it's like he'll sleep in the West Wing. He'll sleep like, you know what I'm saying. So I mean, I think in 2024, if you let your kid do that, that's on you. Everything we
Quiet
know.
on the Set. Have you seen Quiet on the
Oh
Set?
yeah.
Ah! Bro, it's just crazy because it's like they send them to build relationships thinking that those relationships will help them, and actually those relationships are breaking them.
Oh yeah, mentally and emotionally.
Like, that's crazy. Like, here's what I want to do. I want
Okay,
to
sorry.
no, you're
I'm
fine.
done with all my.
No, I want to keep talking. No, it's leading into my next.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you know, relationships can make or break you,
Right.
and relationships can start, and that's good, or it can be bad. Relationships can end, that could be good, that could be bad. But it's interesting how things can change, and everyone gets affected by it.
Yeah.
Right? So what we actually did, we had our cameras go to Union Square last night.
And we actually caught some footage of some relationship strife. It's very interesting. We're going to take a look at that now.
Yeah, no, I'll pick up the oregano and the parsley at the bodega on the way back. No, 100%. Yeah, I'll get it. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, shit.
Here you go, man.
Thank you so much.
Hey, don't mention it, buddy.
Sorry about that. Just dropped the phone, and actually, some really sweet guy came and picked it up. And so, yeah, what were you saying? Super friendly. Like, they should ask me like that. Maybe you have nice looking.
You mentioned it?
What?
You mentioned it on the phone.
No, I didn't think
You didn't think? Yeah, you didn't think about me.
I didn't think you were being like serious, dude.
Listen, man, there's a lot of serious people that I roll with. They can't find out about this.
Dude, I am sure it's gonna be fine, man.
Listen, man. Yo, Alex.
Oh, fuck.
It's been a while. You're looking good. Tony, hey, I didn't mean the what? Help somebody? What do we say about helping people? What do we say about mentioning it?
Hey, man, get off him.
Hey, buddy, you're next. You mentioned it.
Who the fuck are you guys?
We're the mob, man. We're the mafia.
Aren't you guys supposed to be in suits or something?
We have splintered since Giuliani.
So business used to be based on relationships.
Now we have nothing. We used to have whole networks of relationships, of tasks, of things to do, of things to keep secret.
Mafia used to take care of the neighborhood. It was an open secret. Now it's the only secret we got left.
We love helping people. We've done it from the start. But we have to uphold the integrity of our rugged exterior.
Look, when we say don't mention it, don't fucking mention it.
Okay, man, I wasn't trying to hide a body.
No, of course not. We are.
Powerful stuff. Emotional stuff, huh, guys?
Yeah.
Emotional stuff. You know, it's funny when relationships make or break you, when they start, when they end, when you're in them, they change you, and they, you know, you're always affected. I used to think that I wouldn't be, but I realized that every relationship you're in, and I'm not just talking romantic, like friendships, anything, they all kind of like impact you, you know, differently.
yeah.
If they start, if they, and right now I'd like to talk about what could be the beginning of something very beautiful.
Well, I actually met at a mute cute with a guy on the path.
A meet cute. Just on the way here. You're welcome, Amanda.
Yeah, you know what? I was actually gonna.
Yeah, you're
this
fucking
is where
welcome.
the universe like talks to you because, I was gonna take Port Authority because I was in Hoboken for something, and I was like, okay, I'll take the bus. But then I'm like, no, I want to get some steps in. I'm trying to reach 10,000 steps. I'm like, I'll take the path.
I hear you.
And I was on the path, and this guy kept looking at me. But I'm like, oh, get over yourself, Amanda. Like, you know. But he was cute. He was cute, good-looking guy. And I was like, so I looked over. I like kind of looked over at him. I gave like the little like, you know, because I think men are looking for your validation. Like,
We need a little like hey.
It's okay. Like that kind of.
You may approach.
Yeah. So, but then I'm like, maybe he's just looking. And then there's a few times in the path I took a selfie. I didn't take the selfie. You know, I just want to see what I look like because I know I was coming here, and I was like, you know. And then when I did that,
you got 2 4K cameras.
Yeah, and I knew that I saw him looking at me. I'm like, all right, forget it. He's not interested anymore. He's probably like, this girl's like taking selfies. I was just seeing how I looked. He just kept looking at me, and then I walk and like, I see his like, I just got a vibe. I'm like, I think he's trying to walk
when
slower.
you know, okay?
I'm like, I think he's trying to walk slower. I just
that's
got
a
a vibe.
classic.
Like he was like. So we're on the street, and he goes, "Oh, so you're following me?" I was like, "I thought you were following me." And we were
That's
talking.
bad. He said, "Oh, you're following me."
Yeah, he's a very good-looking
What
guy.
a legend.
He's Armenian, so he's related to the Kardashians. But yeah, he really. But I gave him my number.
Is he connected? Does he know Lou?
Does he know Lou Taylor?
Actually, if he knows Lou Taylor, definitely get with him because you could get something out of this.
I know. Who can we conserve? Let's conserve someone.
Let's conserve someone.
Yeah, she's just out here. Lou Taylor's out here conserving everybody.
Who would you Okay, ready? Who would you conserve if you could, famous
Ryan.
person.
Okay.
Ryan
Ryan could have been conserved. There was
Ryan could have been.
It's easy.
You could make the case to
He's
conserve this
crazy.
man.
I would have made that New York Comedy Club money.
Yo, Ryan, do you have a story that comes to mind that you should have been conserved over?
Oh my god, which one?
During the lockdown, can I say this story?
Which one?
I mean, you could say it. I can
Taxi-
edit it out
when
if it's.
during the lockdown, we used to be in a group chat, the 4 of us, and then Ryan just sends us a bloody face.
Oh yeah, I got in a fight. I was on a date or something. Yeah,
You were on a
You
date?
got into a fight with a taxi driver.
yeah, it was after the date too. It was, yeah.
But Ryan's awesome. He runs amazing shows. You know, this is not. We're
Yeah,
telling
it's not
fun
like-
stories. We're telling funny stories, but Ryan is.
Nah, we're goofing off.
Ryan has his shit together, despite like all these like stories. He has his shit together. You know, he's a nice apartment in New York City. You know, he's. You know.
But that's the point. It's the balance.
Yeah.
It's so impressive.
Yeah. Yeah, you could tell the story.
Yeah, that's the story. But so yeah, so I would have conserved you then because I've been like.
You would have conserved him.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's worse.
There's worse.
Who would I conserve? I mean, I would conserve Britney Spears, but it'd be like a nice one. I'd be like,
No, I mean a diabolical one.
I think Kanye West needs a conservatorship.
Oh, Kanye. That would be a fun conservatorship too. That would probably be the best conservatorship.
So they try to conserve him, and okay, you want to hear this?
Can't be conserved.
See that, and that's where misogyny comes in. I'm sorry, but
Interesting.
because it's easier to conserve women. And there's a history of institutionalizing women. There's a history of women of husbands institutionalizing their wives, and they
I mean, bro, they lobotomized JFK's sister.
Yeah, they just. But so they
had a sister that was a little off the rails, and then
yeah, I'll say. So he said that they try to 51-50 him, and
which is like the same thing as Amanda Bynes. I mean, kind of.
I think 51-50 is conservator. I don't know the difference.
Well, 51-50 is like when you're in the throes of something, and then like an EMT or a police officer or a fire department like would have the permission to like restrain you.
Got you. Okay, so
he's probably actively freaking out.
Isn't it funny? I mean, listen, this is a conspiracy theory. There's a lot of. Isn't it funny how Kanye West went crazy once he started being with Kim Kardashian? And Kim Kardashian is linked to Lou Taylor. Isn't it funny how these people just go crazy?
Well, dude, the Kardashian curse.
I know, men just.
Every guy that's with them, it.
But Kanye was a little eccentric all the time.
But was he like as crazy when?
I think what I hear, he was a little.
Before Kim, was he crazy?
Here's what I think. I think Kanye.
He was eccentric.
I think Kanye was someone who was always eccentric and definitely out there and definitely didn't give a fuck more than most people and probably stood up for himself and stuff. But I think that his mom died and he got weird. I'm a big Kanye fan. I do. Not his music, just his beliefs. I did. Yeah, I only started listening to him like a year or two ago. Yeah, no. But I feel like he was making late registration, then he was making graduation, then he was making good ass job, and then his mom died, and he just fucking.
He was close with her.
And he got fucked up, which sucks because the music was. God, Streetlights is just an incredible fucking track. I think that made him weird. And then I think similar to the vein of what happens to people like Diddy, he is so massively famous and rich and just like, I just think you just get weird. I just think that when you're as famous as people like Kanye or P. Diddy or Harvey Weinstein I don't think Kanye's. I actually believe Kanye doesn't commit any sex crimes because we would know. We would know.
I don't think he likes minor. I don't
know. But what I was trying to say was like, I think that you just get I don't think you're supposed to be that famous. I don't think you're supposed to be. I don't think you're supposed to be that known by people. Like, I don't think you're supposed to like be able to walk around and everybody knows who you are. Yeah. Like, because I think about people like Kanye where I'm like, dude, he's famous enough where like he literally couldn't even run to the store.
Oh yeah.
Like you can't do anything. You're almost like, in a roundabout way,
There's
now
levels
you're like
of
in a
famous.
conservatorship. It's like,
Yeah.
like he can't do any. You know what I mean? I mean, what can he like?
Like Michael Jordan, they're saying he's like he has to be stuck in his hotel room. It's
Yeah,
bad.
like that
Right.
sucks.
You can't just go to the store unless you put a
Yeah.
wig on or you like, you know.
Michael Jackson did that.
Yeah.
When he did that when he bought a do you know that story? He bought
I
a
know,
supermarket.
Yeah.
He didn't buy the supermarket, like he bought out a supermarket for like 6 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And just because he wanted to know what it was like to just go through a supermarket and like get your groceries.
Yeah. You can't be a normal
And like all
person.
the employees work there, they weren't allowed to like
touch it, like looking at. Yeah. Yeah. You
they
can't
should be like,
normal.
hi, normal guy.
Right. Yeah. You can't. I once saw. Have you guys ever seen celebrities out?
Can I tell you something? I have, but like not often in my life. Only a handful of times.
So-
I'm not good at spotting. I'm not good at realizing who it is.
Yeah. So I have one. A few. One big story is I was walking down the street and I see this woman. She is wearing. I'm not talking about clothes that like ripped, like really bad out, like ripped. Like she looked. I don't want to say this disrespectfully, but she looked homeless, but like awful, like just ripped and big and just like she looked like a
Baggy and
baggy. Just it was like
no, you're
eye-catching.
describing how rich she is.
But it was like she was looked. I thought she was
Yeah.
homeless or like a bag lady. But I was looking at her face, and I remember like her skin was like stunning.
Right.
Like she had this. She was an older lady, but she had this stunning like tight. And I look at that, and my first thought was like, dude, spend less money on your skin and more on your clothes. Or like ripped. They were ripped. They were.
Probably like Balenciaga or something.
No, I think. Anyway, it ended up being Susan Sarandon. I realized it's Susan Sarandon, and I go, Susan, and then she went. I think she was trying to look. I think she was trying to like
Right.
look
She
like
was
a
like, she was
homeless
probably
lady.
like, motherfucker, you know?
Because it was too big of a discrepancy between her
Yeah.
clothes and her face. If she had like that ragged face, like I'd be like, okay, that's just like a homeless lady. Not that just a homeless. I'm just saying
No, I know what you're saying.
that
Yeah,
aesthetic of unhoused.
yeah. No, you could say we say homeless
I
here.
don't mean that disrespectfully. It just the way, like you should have seen this outfit was. It was baggy. It was ripped. It was old. It was dirty. It was
Gross.
bad. Yeah. But the skin was like stunning, and I'm like, lady, spend less money on your face.
Yeah, what the fuck?
But then I
lady?
look again. I'm like, oh, that's Susan Sarandon. And I go, Susan, and she's like,
It's me, Susan.
so yeah, they'll do shit like that. They'll try to like blend in, you know, in New York and stuff. But
That's so crazy. It must be so crazy to be a celebrity.
I would used to want to, and I still kind of do. I think it's like really cool.
Well, I think the three of us do. That's why we're here.
But I bet it's cool for like a year. I bet the first year of fame is dope.
It's
I
sick
bet it's
as
like
fuck.
you're like, whoa, like this is. But I bet more money, more problems, more fame.
Well, it's funny you say that because I was thinking about this today where I was like, isn't it funny how people become famous and then they're everywhere for like a year? Like, you know, like someone gets famous and then it's like, they're at the UFC event.
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
at the
yeah.
NFL game. They're at this thing. And you're like, what are you even like? They're at the Broadway show. And you're like, they're just going anywhere now. And then like either people lose interest or they're like, I'm good.
Yeah,
Can I get conserved already?
Right,
And it's just
literally.
like,
I want to just like I want privacy and I want my whole life. But I do think, but I also think it must be really hard. Like even these things I'm saying about these celebrities that I bet a lot of it's not true. What I'm saying.
oh,
All these, like,
100%,
rum-
dude. No, I can tell you, I work in PR, dude. Shit is not, the news is manufactured.
Yeah.
The news is not
Right,
real.
right. So these conspiracy theories that I live, whatever. I can't imagine being on that other side, people saying stuff about you that just literally is not freaking true.
Right.
And you're like,
And you're like, this is crazy
Yeah,
how
I
much
hate-
like,
yeah.
and if you think about it, dude, there are some people who there's probably so much fake info about them. They're like, I can't even, I mean, dude, like for example, I'm sure whenever
You have to have
anyone
a
runs
thick
for
skin.
president, what'd you say?
You have to have a thick skin.
Yeah, dude, you gotta
you have to
a-
not give. You have to be a psycho.
You have
Like, I
to
don't
be
give a shit.
like, you have to have a shell. I don't think you have to have skin. I think you have to fucking, like, cause I do,
Or just still go online.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm
I
like,
don't think I could handle.
I
the
don't
hate
think I would go
online
online, dude.
at that level.
If I ever like actually became like a public figure or something, I think I would just have someone.
That's why a lot
I'd
of
be like, I don't
celebrities,
wanna look
like,
at it.
who have basketball players that like burn their accounts or something.
Well, they have that to DM fucking OnlyFans girls, I think.
e-girls.
E-girls. It's like me. I'm an e-girl. If anyone's confused. Fuck. All right.
Anyway, sorry. So we're talking about relationships. Anyway, yeah.
No, that's basically it, dude. I mean, I just fucking relationships are fucking crazy. They make you, they break you, they
But they're
they are
easier
the
for
root of
men.
all evil and
But-
somehow happiness as well.
But they're easier for men to get into.
You think? Wait, we were talking about this with Gotham. Is this like what we were talking about with Gotham? Explain this, because this was actually cool.
So this is the genesis of the conversation. You said something to the effect of, girls are always like, I'm going to do this with my hair. I'm going to do this with my nose. It's like, but guys don't care. I'm like, yes, they do. They don't care if they want to have sex with you. Any woman, any slightly attractive woman can walk into a bar and have sex with
Right.
anyone, a 4 can have sex with a 10. That's like, for a woman, that's like absolutely, or what she thinks is a 10. She could fuck above her league, you know. So having sex with a guy is not a problem for women. And I know people are just go out and just like talk to some guy at the bar. I'm like, I know I could do that. But
Right.
But chances are he's just wants that, you know. Most women want something more substantial. So when men want to pick you at that level, that's when those things do matter. Your hair color, how you present yourself, how you wear, your style. Then you guys do care. It absolutely
No, you're
matters.
right. You're so right.
So yeah, just fucking yeah. I know guys don't give a shit. I know I could wear a sweatshirt out and
You could wear the Susan Sarandon fit. I mean,
and if I just start talking to a guy, I'm sure. I mean, I'd have to brush. I mean, you do have to. I'm sure if I looked not hygienic, I wouldn't get a guy.
yeah, you'd be surprised. I think.
I get a guy, but like I'm sure I'd go to a guy at a bar and be like, oh, so you want to go? But yeah, I'm sure, and that's just not for me. It's most slightly attractive women. So, but that's not what women want. But men don't. Once they want a girlfriend, there's more qualifications physically.
So how do you think we get on the same page?
I don't know. What do men? I guess what kind?
Do we get on the same page? I mean, then it takes the fun. Then what's the point anymore?
So what makes you make? Why do you pick some girls to be your girlfriend and some not? What? Why do some girls get the commitment and some girls you go, this is even because I've seen the nicest girls date guys and not get, you know, men don't want to date them.
Right. I don't know. I feel like it's both a combination of a deep feeling in your soul that you just know, balanced, balanced by I'm just a dude. I don't even like she's cool. Like, you know, like I don't like. I feel like it's like both of those. Like,
but
I don't know.
So many cool, nice girls that are single.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what and attract? I know to me.
And I feel like as a guy, if there's good-looking girls who are single, guys are just like, she's probably crazy. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like the thing you go, you're like, well, I mean, why? How could she not? She must be fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Like,
well, don't men? But then I read, well, men do like crazy women.
Yeah, I mean, I had a problem.
well, this
with
is
that
what
before.
Ryan's got a little addiction to.
No, but not like thinking like I've matured a little bit.
Yeah.
It only took me like 40+ years.
No, but dude, are we going back to Diddy now?
Yeah.
Like, is that no? But I'm saying, I think people want a little fucking excitement. Not excitement. I think people want. I feel like I feel this way. I don't know why, because it doesn't make sense. But I feel like you need a little. You need some antagonizing in your life. You need some like something you got to sludge through. Like maybe that's why every millennial's fucking depressed, because life's pretty fucking convenient now.
Right,
you know?
and right, because we're always looking for excitement. So there is this woman on TikTok. I know I seem like such a TikTok addict, but
You're like totally. Amanda's totally plugged in.
There's this woman that has this account where she says that men fall in love with the black cat. Don't be the golden retriever. Men might hook up with a golden retriever. They might date them, but they never commit. They want the black cat. And she says, women do not be the golden retriever in the relationship. Men should be the golden retriever in the relationship, and women should be the black cat. Now, when I speak to guys about this, I think everyone has different definitions of what their black cat is, but it's elusive. They don't need you, but then they're like, well, men like women that need them. So it's like so hard. It's like, but
I know. I'm like, sometimes I read stuff. I'm like, so does it just come down to find someone whose preference matches yours? Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
it's a match or it's not. But
yeah.
But she talks about we were talking about Cristiano Ronaldo.
Right.
So Cristiano Ronaldo was dating this woman, Irina. I don't know her last name. I mean, this woman looks like she was made in a factory.
Right. She's like, when you see a person, you're like, are you like a human, like too? Are you like the next human? Like,
gorgeous.
What is this?
Irina, she's like an Instagram Russian
I know
model.
You're talking about.
She was dating, or maybe she was engaged to Cristiano Ronaldo for like years. Mm. And then Cristiano Ronaldo went into Gucci and he fell in love with a sales rep.
No.
He married a retail girl. I mean, first of all, she worked at Gucci, so she's not like an American Eagle.
Yeah, it's not like he's at fucking Target and he's like, oh, is that the total?
And he ended up getting engaged with her right away. Wow. I don't know if he was ever engaged to Irina. I think they were dating for years. He never proposed. But he met his now wife. She was a Gucci sales girl.
Sure.
normal-ish girl, and they have 3 kids now. And this woman, and I actually, the woman he's married to, although very pretty, she doesn't look like she was made in a factory. She looks like a regular hot girl, like maybe the hottest girl in your high school, or like a girl at the bar. You go, oh yeah, like But Irina, whatever her name is, looks like. There's just some girls that just don't look real.
Yeah.
They just don't look.
Well, it's like, like everyone from Denmark is like really symmetrical, their face. And you're like, are you guys,
They're
what
made
the
in a
fuck?
factory.
Yeah.
Or just models or celebrities. Like these, you see these people in person, they don't.
No, they don't look real.
There's hot girls, there's pretty girls, and there's like celebrity hot girls, which is like, anyway.
Well, they're also all probably worked on.
Yeah, but some, like, I bet.
Also, everyone's zemped up now, dude.
I know.
Everyone's zemped the fuck
Ozempic,
in and out.
Yeah.
Everyone's zemped.
So her whole thing is because the sales girl was the black cat and Irina was the golden retriever, and she also says that Irina was too. We don't know this, by the way, but she says that Irina would compete with him because Irina has a career. But the sales girl's not going to compete with him. When he comes home, he doesn't want to compete with someone. Right. First of all, we don't know him to make those assumptions.
Yeah, we're just saying all of this shit.
But Cristiano Ronaldo looks like he was made in a factory.
He also is like perfect.
Literally, I mean, honestly, he's too hot. You know that like people like look like that. You're just like, it's not hot.
Yeah, you're like,
it looks not real. It looks like,
you look like a wax figure or something.
He's and his wife is like hot. You know what I'm saying? Looks like he's made. And so I would think Irina and he would be, but her point is like he wanted the regular sales girl. Because
might be her personality. You never know.
Yeah, we think Cristiano's this like superficial, but maybe he's like, no, she's like a regular nice girl.
Right. Maybe he has like a ton of hobbies that he couldn't talk about with Irina.
Well, his life is probably crazy. He could get like any woman, like.
Yeah.
So it's
that too. Maybe he wants a girl who's not into. Maybe she's not into soccer. Maybe she's not like. No, but seriously, you know what I mean? Like maybe he gets home and he's like, "Can we not fucking talk about soccer?"
Right. And Irina
football
is a model and she's a jet setter, and so maybe.
And it's the same, like you're saying. It's the same, like he comes home and she's like, "Oh, you did great at that game." Adidas called and they want to set up a meeting, and he's probably like,
"Right." He's like, "Right. I don't have time for your."
Right. He wants to go to the Gucci woman. She's like, I'm making a salsa for you. And she's like, look at this. Yeah. She don't even watch the game.
So maybe it's not black, but she says that Irina acted too much like a golden retriever. Like convenient for him and this and I don't know. It's very confusing. I don't know what your take is, but I've talked most of the stuff.
Here's what it comes down to, guys. Relationships are the best, worst thing you'll ever do. They will save your life, and at the same time, they will make you miserable. And that's the point. That's the point. Because if they didn't, then what would you be doing? All right? Don't tell me, because the world ended and we were in a pandemic and everyone just made bread for like a month and then that was it. And then so don't tell me. No.
Some people don't want to go there.
Right. Some people don't want to go there, which I guess I get. I mean, it's
you're
scary.
Scorpio moon.
I'm Scorpio moon, guys.
This is a Scorpio. Scorpios want to go there. Scorpios want to go dark and deep.
Because I'm just like, guys, what are we doing? What else are we doing? What are you going to go to like the store every day and just die? I mean, what you're not going to think about?
Scorpios cannot do superficial. They absolutely cannot do superficial.
I hate small talk.
Yeah.
I hate like when I'm like in line at the bank and someone's like, it's getting pretty hot. And I'm like, dude, fucking shut up.
Yeah,
like,
your Scorpio moon, your Venus and Scorpio, like you really need to go dark and deep and into the weeds, and you just see there's more to everything than there is.
Right.
Sometimes to a detriment. Scorpios.
Definitely to a detriment. What is Ryan's? Did we ever do Ryan?
Oh yes, Ryan is an Aries Sun Sag Moon.
Whoa.
Ryan is very Sag because Ryan is like, if you tell Ryan to do something, he will literally do the opposite. You cannot tell Ryan to do it. Like you can kind of influence him a little bit, but when he is like, Ryan does what he wants to. Ryan needs freedom. He needs independence. He is fiery. His Mercury is in Pisces, which means that he thinks like that's why he's so forgiving and loving. So like he, you forgive a lot. You're loving. You think of but your Sag moon, you're about freedom and independence. And
see, can I tell you something funny? Something that I struggle with, which is one of the things I like about you, which I think is a big reason we became friends, was I always respected how you were able to just make decisions.
Yeah.
I'm always like, no, but I was always like, you know what you want. You know what I mean? Like, that's so refreshing. And like I'm either confused all the time or I'm trying to like accommodate someone else. And it's not to say that you accommodate way more people than you should and have to, but you still hold your integrity. Like, you're like, I'm not doing that. Like,
you reach a point. You have a point where you're like, no.
Which is a great, like, that's something that I'm,
a lot of times.
but that's something I'm aspiring to get better at, you know, because, but you're not a dick or you're not mean about it. Like, but like, you do it in a way where I think people respect you because they're like, oh,
I'm not going to put up with that.
Right. No. And anything you're doing is authentically what you want to do. Not that I do things I don't want to do, but like sometimes I'll definitely overextend myself or like, you know, run myself ragged or burn the candle at both ends. Like, and I just think that that's something I really respect about you. Like that I thought was really cool when I met you. I was like, wow, dude, this guy, you're like the John Mulaney joke about when he was like about Mick Jagger when he's like, he's a powerful man. He makes decisions. Yes, no. Like, but it is though. It's cool. It's like, and that for a lot of people could be something like, you know what I mean? That they could, like I'm saying, people got to get on the same page with me. It's like, that's so refreshing that I feel like a lot of like people that you know probably also feel that way. And they're like, oh, it's so nice that it's so easy with you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And Sages are really fun. Sages just, they're exciting. They're fun. You need excitement. You need fun. You need independence. You need freedom.
Ryan? No.
Yeah. That's the Sag moon. It's fire.
Get the baby oil.
Freak offs, yeah.
Oh my God. Freak off.
It's
Listen
such a Gen X word. It's such a boomer
That's so
word.
crazy.
Freak off.
Like, I feel like that's just a boomer. He's not a boomer, but that's such a boomer.
That's
word.
that's an unk word. That is
Like, so like
damn kids having a freak off in my house. Like that's like
that is so funny.
for days.
Oh my God. Bro.
They feed him with like Viagra and Red Bull. What did he say?
No, yeah, I think.
They do.
I don't know what drugs. I don't know if it's Viagra. They
Let's look it up.
They said it was drugs that made them complicit or obedient. So I don't know if they said. I don't know.
It's just like an inhibitor, probably. It's probably like fucking roofies, dude.
Yeah, right.
We're like, which drug is it?
You know what someone said online that was really interesting? They say Bill Cosby was a villain, but no one asked if he was a victim. And not that we should have sympathy for Bill Cosby because he was awful, but she do you know this girl Jaguar Wright on Instagram? This woman Jaguar Wright.
Jaguar Wright. I don't know.
Think
she's
so.
like
she's like a music insider, and I don't know. There's so many music insiders that have been saying, "See,
listen to me. Everybody's a fucking insider now.
know.
Everyone's got inside knowledge. I'm a specialist. I'm an ambassador. Shut up. You don't know anything. Just like me, you're just sitting here and you're speaking. Just own that.
I know, literally.
Okay? Just own that.
But okay, so what the thing is, like, I think people knew about these freak off parties. There's been several people that go, see, this person told us 4 years ago that Diddy was sick. So to your point, people knew about Weinstein. People knew about Diddy. People knew about Epstein. Everyone knows about these people. People know about what Drake. I don't know the Drake situation, but someone said that that Drake does things, and I don't know.
I just heard he got a BBL and fake abs.
I don't know, allegedly. But
allegedly.
And I think what happens at a certain point, someone at the top says, we're not protecting you anymore. I think that's what it is.
No, I think you're right. I think it's like, you know what it is? I don't even think it's someone does something. I think they just stop doing whatever they were doing. Like to your point, like they're just like
piss someone off.
They're like, hey man, fucking Epstein's getting on my nerves. Don't fucking
fuck him. Let him go
stop.
down.
Quit covering him. You know,
exactly.
like that's all it is. They're like, hey, let the next one. Let it leak. Who cares?
Yeah. I don't know where the money. I don't know about the money with P Diddy or Epstein, but I do know there is a court. Like Miramax was losing when Epstein finally got canceled. Even though people for decades knew he was doing this, Miramax was losing money. Louis C.K. there was something bomb, like something didn't do well. So it's like there's industry execs that like kind of say, yeah, we're gonna let you rot for this.
I'm sure they shield people. I mean, it is what it is.
Because how can it be a secret and then one day it's not? It's like, or maybe the feds have been looking at it for, I don't know.
Here's all I will say. Ashton Kutcher, you're next, buddy. All right? You're not fooling me, dude. Why are you so obsessed with trafficking kids. You're like at every hearing, and you're like, we gotta stop it. And it's like, buddy.
Well, you know about that guy that I don't know what his name is. He got arrested for like raping like 30 women.
Oh, the Marston. What's his name?
Chris
Why am I can't believe I'm blanking
I
on his
didn't.
name.
I never
From
knew-
70s Show.
Yeah.
Oh, Danny Masterson.
Danny Masterson. Well, Ashton.
Marston. I was saying John Marston
I
from
think
Red Dead.
Ashton's already canceled because he and Mila Kunis wrote a letter of
Like sympathizing with him,
Yeah.
which, by the way, they didn't know was gonna leak.
yeah, of
Which is
course
why it was but it's like it's not like they wrote a letter, like it open letter to the public saying like they wrote a letter saying like, hey, don't do this, and then someone was like, oh, look at this,
Yeah.
and then they were like, oh, we don't know.
Yeah, they're like, we're so, and I think after that people were done with them because they were like, how can you proclaim to be for kids when this man raped 30 women? And they, I think it was something like that.
And it's like, dude, you're the trafficking guy.
I know.
You're the fucking human trafficking guy. I don't know.
We have to.
It's
all-
relationships. These relationships get dicey, guys.
I know.
These people, you gotta really be careful. It's like they always joke about be careful who you get married to. Be careful who you are friends with and just who you surround yourself with.
I
Like,
know.
be aware of that because
Hollywood, yeah.
you become those people. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? That's what it is. Like I like to hang out with you guys because you guys and your whole squad are really good comics, and I feel like I get to glean some fucking information and some hopefully some fucking talent off you guys when I watch you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, but I'm saying like I'm always like, if we ever have a show and it's like a bad crowd or like that's when I'm always like, ooh, I really want to like see what Amanda does, or like I want to see what Ryan does, or how is Murphy going to open, or how
Right,
is
how are you gonna
like,
work this?
right,
Yeah.
and you only get that because you gotta, I'm like, I want to get better, so I'm gonna hang out with better people,
Yes,
and
but
that's
but we're not like doing freak offs.
we're not doing freak offs. Yeah, we're not, allegedly. No.
So there are people for years that have like 50 Cent famously doesn't get along with Diddy.
Yo, did you see his comment? Remember his comment on the
Yeah.
bike?
What was it?
There's a picture of Diddy riding a bicycle, and the top comment is 50 Cent. He goes, there ain't no seat on that bike.
That's funny.
He's such a fucker.
Wait, can I
That's
can I
funny.
find the TikTok of this
That
guy
is funny.
reviewing like the Diddy? He was so funny. So 50 Cent hates him. Kanye hates Diddy. They have been actually coming out. I don't think these people so I'm saying I think you can actually be powerful in Hollywood and make it in Hollywood and not do this.
No,
I
of
think though
course.
you can, like, if you're an up and coming.
I think it's the easy way out. I think it's honestly like the bitch way to do it. It's like you don't want to fucking do it for real, so you're gonna like do shady favors for people to get in good graces. That's
exactly.
What it is.
I think there are some people that, thank God, just like I don't think J-Lo. I mean, I don't know what's gonna come out about J-Lo, but like I don't think everybody has done fucked up shit to get famous. I don't.
No.
Like I don't think 50 did, but or Eminem hates. They all hate.
They all hate Diddy.
Eminem.
Remember
because
the
he's an
text
asshole.
when Diddy texted Kanye and he was like, "Yo, we gotta link up," and he was like, "You're a fed." Like he said that.
Yeah, because they've been Cat Williams. They've been outing Diddy for years and
For
saying he's a
years.
sex trafficker. And everyone's like, "You're-" so I guess
Which is also what happened with Epstein. People for years said,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
this guy's weird.
he was at Chelsea Clinton's wedding after he was a registered sex offender.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Wait, can I? I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know.
find it.
Do you
And then
want
we
me
probably
to?
gotta
Or are
wrap
you
this
mad?
bitch
Are you
up.
guys mad at me? Everyone's so
No,
mad at
what
me.
do you mean I'm mad at you?
Who was it? Was it today? This guy did this funny like, yo, look at Diddy looking all. I just liked
Look
it.
at Diddy looking all what?
He was like making fun of Diddy's. Oh, it was so funny. Ugh. Is it this guy?
Yeah, somebody definitely got pissed off.
Yeah, he
And
pissed
they
someone.
just don't want to cover it up anymore.
Yeah, he
That's
stopped
what
being useful to
happens.
somebody, dude. That's what
Yeah.
happened. He stopped being
That's
useful.
it. And people say like the Ciroc thing. I don't even know how the Ciroc thing works.
Oh
or,
my
like-
god, I totally forgot he did Ciroc.
Yeah, and then
That was a while ago. Remember the Ciroc commercials and P. Diddy be in the club? Let me see it.
Freaky ass trial. First of all, there are celebrities stepping down from their positions left and right. I'm about to let you know who that is and who this list of people that the feds or the prosecution is going to want to talk to. And there's some names on that list. And this is a drawing of Diddy in the courtroom. I'm about to show y'all all the drawings. I don't know why they got him looking like R. Kelly. I like Diddy looking mean as hell in them little courtroom drawings, like he judging everybody in the room except himself. But anyway, some of those names that are on the list that the prosecution wants to either charge or needs them to be a cooperating witness are as follows: Mary J. Blige, L.A. Reid, Russell Simmons,
Yeah, Russell Simmons.
Roger Bonds. If you remember him, I think he said he worked security for Diddy and he knew a lot of shit.
Oh, definitely.
Quincy Combs, Justin Combs, Gene Deal.
That's the son.
Man, look how Diddy look. Diddy Kelly. It's Diddy, y'all, but look, he look mad as fuck. Look at him. This one look crazy, too. Now, right here, he look like the diddler. But the person who actually had to step down was Kevin Lyles, and everybody know him and Diddy like this. No Diddy. He stepped down from 300, which is connected to Warner
300 Records.
Brother Music,
Everyone's
and
stepping
they
down.
are saying that a lot more execs are gonna follow. Oh, I think I figured out who ordered them 1,000 bottles of lube, or what era started that. It was Mohawk Diddy. If anybody know, Mohawk Diddy was running amok. I'm out.
Wow, dude.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of. I hope. I mean, Epstein. We thought the same thing though. And what happened? There's a whole Epstein file, and
There's
then
a black book somewhere
nothing.
that we will
Nothing.
never
Someone
have
stopped
access.
it.
Bro, listen to me. The Epstein's black book is in a fucking locker next to the picture of the fucking alien from Roswell and the fucking
Right.
info on who killed JFK.
There's politicians probably. There.
Yeah,
That's why.
politicians, but celebrities. Well, I'm more interested in this because I think. I mean, I'm sure they were all. Again, the Epstein thing. It's like they were complicit.
Yeah, but here's the difference. The Epstein stuff is boring. It's like, what do you want? Oh man, Bill Clinton was fucking obviously.
Yeah.
Like this is like crazy. I'm like Mary J. Blige.
Jay-Z. Everyone's saying Jay-Z is next, allegedly, and yeah, they said a bunch. They said someone showed a photo of and like a bunch of people just stepped down in different industries like that same day. So I don't know if it's tied to the Diddy thing, but it was like.
Yeah, I'd love to see the call records that were going off. Like when the news broke, everybody's probably calling you, see Diddy.
Yeah.
Fuck, what do we do?
And his sons. I mean, it's so crazy that he actually fled. Remember he fled when the feds raided his house?
Yes.
And his son, he didn't bring his sons with him?
Oh, there was a story, right? He said like he couldn't pay for his tab or something.
Oh, I told you. Yeah.
You told me this, right?
Okay, so there's a story about Diddy with his
you're the
sons.
one that told me this. Yeah.
Yeah, they were in a because like everyone was like appalled. They're like, you didn't bring your sons with you when you fled. You're like,
That's fucking
he left
hilarious.
the sons
Don't make
got
me
arrested.
like him.
So there was a story that someone told where he was at a restaurant. They were out. So some girl said, I actually believe that he would do that because they were at like a restaurant and it was like Diddy and maybe J-Lo was, I forgot someone. And it was his sons and his son's friend. And they ordered a lot of food, a lot of wine. And then Diddy and his girl, maybe it was Cassie, it was Kim or J-Lo, I don't know, one of those. They just left and they left the boys with the bill. And the son like tried to swipe the credit card and it got declined. And he calls Diddy and he's like, hey dad, like, and he goes, not my problem, man. Figure it out. And
I love him.
And the son, so I don't know why his personal card got declined. I think it was Diddy's card. I don't know. I don't know what that.
It doesn't matter. The fact is he's a billionaire. And he was like,
allegedly,
get fucked.
Allegedly, the son's friend had ended up paying the bill.
That's crazy.
He just let his son, like, so she's like, when I heard that story, like, didn't surprise me because
She's like, yeah, he sucks. Like,
he just is like a psycho. He just.
wow.
Yeah, and I mean, I do feel badly for his sons.
So many, and think of all of the relationships that he's fostered over these decades that he's been doing this. And it's like, these are all about to blow up in everyone's face in public eye.
I know. I don't know if Usher, I wonder if Usher will talk or
like that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, like what's about to like, because dude, honestly, like all jokes aside, I mean, that sucked when R. Kelly went down. I mean, Ignition Remix is a great track. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, how
everybody
many
knew.
Right,
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying.
knew.
I'm like, now how many of these other artists are we about to be
how
like,
many,
fuck?
everybody saw the video.
Wait, what was that song that
Dave
R.
Chappelle?
Kelly, no, R. Kelly
Drip,
sang?
drip.
It's like, give me your passport. Wait, hold on. Wait, let me see. It was R. Kelly passport. Hold on.
What's the song that he made that's amazing when he's like, I'm not with that bitch at the club. The fuck you saying about me at the club?
Okay, this is. Okay, hold on. Okay. So R. Kelly went to Ethiopia. Did a concert in Ethiopia, and he sang this song at the club. Diddy was.
He's trying to just extradite some people to America. Bro,
That hits hard though.
he's on stage soliciting. He's like, "Do you want to skip the green card process? Hop on the plane."
Like, yeah, there were signs that he sings these Ethiopian girls.
He's straight up recruiting them. He's like a scout. He's going out. He's like, "Let's see what they got." Yo.
Come back to America.
So guys, what have we learned today? We've learned that relationships will make you do some crazy things, huh? They'll make you do crazy things. They'll make you hide information. They'll make you lie about information. They will make you go on a stage in a different country and plead to bring young girls back to America.
Did you get your shots? But he does remind
Is that what he said?
Yeah, he said, "Do you have your passport?"
He said, "Do you have your shots?"
Yes.
He is the greatest artist to ever live. He is the greatest. Free R. Kelly. Free R. Kelly.
don't
He's the
say
greatest
that.
artist
Don't
to
say
ever
that.
live. Do you have your shot?
He says, with Rob. Who's Rob? Is Rob Kelly?
Was Rob like his fucking manager? Right.
Let me think. He has a solution. It's coming. You haven't seen this? Oh my god, I'm so excited.
Wait, start it.
No, dude, the fact that he's even taking his time and making this like musical is like.
Have your passport? Did you get your shots?
Did you?
Girl, would you like to come back?
I can't take it. Are you fucking kidding me?
Country. Do you have your passport? Immigrant.
He goes back. He goes back again. Your shots.
And again, he was arrested for human trafficking. Right.
This is.
I wonder if it. Do you have your background
He keeps asking. He keeps asking. Do you have your passport? Oh my god, the big finish! Oh my god! America, do you have your passport? Do you keep secrets from your parents?
Are you under 17?
Folks, listen, we're gonna end it on that, okay? R. Kelly, God bless you. And may you be freed soon, you and P. Diddy.
No, don't say that. No, don't say that. No, R. Kelly is a monster. They should rot in hell. Don't say that.
What
Don't say
we
that.
have learned is relationships are the lifeblood of the good, the bad, and the ugly. And goddamn, if they don't save you or ruin your life or anything in between, whatever they do, the drive for relationships is what keeps this planet spinning, huh? This space rock.
But use your intuition and don't get bad. If you're in Hollywood, use your intuition.
Yeah, if you're in Hollywood and you're watching this, I will do anything. I need to pay rent.
If you're in Hollywood, don't stay at a party past 1 a.m.
Don't stay at a party past 1 a.m. because, folks, listen, nothing good happens after 1 a.m.
Freak-offs.
And nothing good happens after. Yeah, no, listen. Nothing good happens after 1 a.m., but freak-offs do happen after 2 a.m. Okay? Keep that in mind. Amanda Gail, Ryan Dacalos, Alex Labuti. Good night.
Yay.
Oh, wait. If you guys have any shows, say them.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're at New York Comedy Club all weekend.
Yeah.
This
Check
is
me out,
Saturday
The
and
Amanda
Sunday.
Gail. I have a podcast called The Audacity, but we're changing the name, so they'll get. Just follow me on The Amanda Gail, and then when we get the name change, we'll let you know.
Fuck yeah. Follow Ryan.
Oh yeah, it's ridedaddy.com. All the shows I'm on.
all the good shows. This is going to run on the 25th. So what is that? I'm in Philadelphia tonight. I'm at Punchline Philly. Come.
Wow, big time.
Yeah, it's going to be cool. Shout out Albert Davis. Hottest dad in the game. It's going to be great. That's about it. Guys, get your shots. Good night.